Hi, everyone. It's your friendly neighborhood coach. And today I'm talking about being intentional in reverse. I'm not talking about backing up your car. I'm talking about when you want to move on from something, you need to be as intentional as you were when you wanted to get into something. It's easy for us when we are pursuing something, when we are after something, for most of us to understand the idea of being intentional. What is the purpose of the thing that you are doing? When you start dating, for example, you want to get to know the person, but you want to have fun. I would say those are the two basic things you want to do when you start dating. When you are trying to get out of a relationship with someone, though, or when you're trying to leave a job behind, or you've unfortunately had to go no contact with a friend or family member, you need to be at least, if not more, intentional about the things that you want to not do anymore. So I'm going to give you a couple examples so that you can hopefully move forward in a better and more successful way. Number one, you need to think about the future. Doesn't seem that wild, but when you are moving on, let's say from a relationship, you have to be able to imagine what life is going to be like without that person in your life. And sometimes it's not just that person. Sometimes there are mutual friends. Unfortunately, sometimes there are mutual family members. And you have to think about the scenarios that will come in the future and how you're going to handle having that person still in your life, if that's possible. Often it's not. If the person can't be in your life anymore regularly, if you have to go fully non contact with that person, you probably need to also go non contact with some of the people around them. Now, in a perfect world, you would be able to move on from relationship A to relationship B, and there would be some magic that happens where you just become friends. But here's a reality check for you. You may have never been friends. If you are in a romantic, committed relationship with someone, there's a possibility that you were never friends with them before. So now you need to forge a completely new thing with them if you're going to be friends. And that means you have to cut out all of the romantic, erotic, playful things that you used to do together. You will need time to do this. So think about your future and then think about the things you need to stop doing so you can have a future without that person in it. I would suggest not looking at their social media anymore, even your own social media. Facebook memories is a trap house. Your Google memories of your photos is a trap house. You can look at both of those things, and there's a little feature there where it says, do you want to not see any more memories of this person? Click it. I had to do it myself. I've been through these kind of relationships. You don't need a reminder every day, once a week, however long, of that great time you used to have with this person when you're supposed to be thinking about your future. The new memories replace the old memories. Now, whether you're with a new person or whether you're on your own, one of the things that's going to help you with your grief is to create new memories. You should be intentional about creating new memories without that person. Sometimes in the same places you used to love. You don't have to lose all the places you used to go with the old person. You can reclaim those spaces as you're moving forward. Which means if you had a restaurant that you need to keep or you used to love and the other person doesn't really go there, why not go there? This may be hard at the beginning, and you may want to find some other restaurants or some other malls or whatever because, well, A, you don't want to bump into the person if they do go there. But also, the way that our memories work sort of has heuristics. You go to a place, you smell a certain food or cologne or perfume, or frankly, even a must, and you think of that old partner. You go to the gym and you think of that old partner. So what you need to do is find new places, and sometimes you need to think of where those new places are going to be before you can actually find them. So think about the future. That's number one. Number two is get rid of that social media stuff that takes you back to those times and places. That's number two. And number three is actually really important also. You need to be able to talk to someone about it. You need friends that you can trust to not bleed your information to other people or treat it as drama. You need to work through this in your time with people. It's a form of grief. If somebody dies, we understand that they need to move forward and they're going to have bad feelings about the person that they miss and they need to talk about it. And creating a new life is going to require them moving on. We give them time to do that. No one's saying you need to do all of this the day after you break up. But if you want to move forward, you need to be intentional about it. So you need to be able to craft a future for yourself without that person. And you really do need at least one good person in your life that you can talk to about it who's not going to judge you and not going to just be thinking your drama is delicious. Some of your friends will do that. They just want to hear more about it and they'll encourage you to rant, not vent, rant. The difference between ranting and venting. Venting lets off steam. You have a whole bunch of big emotions, and as you're talking, they come down a little bit and you can relax and talk about your future. Ranting does not allow for that. Ranting is when the emotions become more and more and more unstable. You become more angry or you become more sad as you're talking about it. I'll be honest with you, if that's what's happening, the person you want to talk to is a therapist, not even a coach like myself. You want to talk to a therapist about those big feelings and ways to manage those big feelings. If you want to make a plan or a strategy for your future, you might find a friend who's good at that, or you would talk to someone, a coach like myself, who's going to help you not only be strategic about moving forward, but help you make the steps that you need to make to move forward. So, those are the three things I would do if you want to be intentional about moving on with your life. These things also apply for leaving a job, or if you need to leave family or friends behind and you need to create a new life. There are so many parts of your life that are touched by these relationships that you're moving on from. It's not easy. It's something that you need a community, you need help with. So if you ever want to talk about something like that, you can send me a message or email me. I'll leave my email in the bottom and we can jump on a Zoom and talk about it. But if you have a really good friend that you can trust, that's a great way to go also. Please have a good day. Take care.